People were so offended by how I looked. Sometimes I just want to tell myself I cop it as much as anyone else, and I'm not the new Nickelback.
It's the world's most streamed song by a female artist, but Dance Monkey's 3 billion plays ruined Tones and I's life.
I don't think I've been happy one day since all this stuff has happened.
Not to mention the song itself is way more depressing than most people realise. You see, Tones and I first wrote Dance Monkey whilst performing her songs in the street, where on one particular night she dealt with a super difficult crowd.
The whole crowd was very drunk and rowdy.
Over a 30-minute period, Tones had all her money stolen, was told by an onlooker she had no talent, and had her keyboards knocked over as the rest of the crowd demanded she keep on playing.
I had like a real bad night where like people were just like again, like they weren't even chanting one more song. I'd done like 6 encores.
She'd therefore make the chorus dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, referring to hecklers egging her on.
I just took everything that people had said to me and put it in a song, like just sing one more time.
And by the time she finally wrote it, her confidence had been destroyed.
And I wrote it in the wardrobe because I still got nervous about people listening and hearing me stuff up when I'm writing music and go over and over again on the same thing. So I like really nestle myself in a small space.
However, by playing the song on the street, she attracted an audience of hundreds, all of whom couldn't stop listening despite the song being unreleased.
You couldn't hear the song anywhere. It was nowhere. You could only hear it live. And that's the only place you could hear it. And word started getting around about this song with no way to stream it. People would come down when I was busking just to hear it.
In one video titled Tones and I NYE in Byron Bay, the uploader stated, "Don't know the name of the song, but I got a big fan of her for the first go," with the video itself showing hundreds of people listening to Tones, one of whom you can hear yelling, "Coolest night of my life."
What's it called? I want to see it. Tones and I NY. Tones and I NY.
Alright, let's do this.
It's a freak.
That is very nice. Dad, it's gonna go hard. The voice is pretty cool and unique, to be honest.
For the first go, with the video itself showing hundreds of people listening to Tones, one of whom you can hear yelling, "Coolest night of my life." A different TikTok showed a similar scene, having filmed Dance Monkey on the street before its release, captioned with the title, "I just recorded it because I thought the song was good." Dance Monkey made her street performances so popular, Tones' manager stated by the end of the first song at least 20 would stop by. By the end of the third there was at least 50, and by the end of the set 150 would be gathered. We were getting shut down by the police in a few weeks. The crowds were spilling onto the street and becoming dangerous, with her local fame causing other unrelated issues.
Other buskers started getting angry at me. Some started a Facebook group and were like, "We're gonna run Tones out of town," like for no reason. They just hated how big the crowds were getting.
As a result, Tones took her act to a hostel where it became even bigger.
Everyone just started coming to the hostel, and all of a sudden this hostel was at full capacity, 500 people. They couldn't let anyone in every single week just because people wanted to come, waited through the whole 2.5-hour talent show for this one song at the end, which was like the craziest thing. Everyone knew all the words.
Describing that period as her happiest days ever.
I always say that that was easily the best time in my life.
She'd achieved everything she ever wanted and still had no plans to release music publicly.
Always obviously just wanted to be a busker. I never anticipated even releasing music.
But having gained 14,000 followers from busking, Tones spent $800 $100,000 to record and release Dance Monkey. As one of her first official songs, she had no expectations.
I didn't even think I'd get played on radio in Australia.
Although the outcome turned out to be the opposite. The success Tones found locally was repeated on the radio.
Pretty much when I released it, we saw the same thing happen, but in a way bigger scale. That what had already been happening for 8 months on the street.
Topping charts in Australia just 30 days after Dance Monkey's release. 2 weeks after hitting #1, Tones released the music video, which gained 1.6 million views in just over a month, leading to her first festival invite, which slightly exceeded expectations. Tones was scheduled as the first act on a terrible stage.
I opened the whole festival, and usually there's about 200 people at this stage.
Although, as can be seen by the official festival video, she managed to attract a slightly larger audience.
There was like 40,000 people. The video of me online at Splendor in the Grass with the red on is that. The set after me had like 500 people there.
The music video hit 10 million views only 1 month later, celebrated with
John in Tennessee, go ahead. What you want to say?
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
Really, dude? Oh, wrong video, my bad. Sorry.
an Instagram post reading, Old Town Road has been #1 on iTunes
Chat,
for 14
I think my brain
weeks.
is like
until now,
fried
motherfuckers.
today.
1 month after this, when the video was at 100 million views, Tones made another post reading, I have the #1 most streamed song on Spotify worldwide at the moment, and an Aussie artist has never done that before.
And then it stayed on the top of Spotify for like a record-breaking amount of time. It bet all the Shazam records.
Chat, isn't Goldie or Gotti or whatever, Australian?
Before becoming the highest streamed song ever by a female artist on Spotify. Tones and I had achieved what her biggest idols couldn't.
Beyonce hasn't done that. Ariana Grande hasn't done that. Nicki Minaj and Taylor Swift, they've never done what that song has done.
And while Tones maintained that she loved the song, this is where the problem started.
And I love the song so much, people think I hate it. It just defines me, and I need that to stop. That one song that I wrote when I was on the street should not define the rest of my life.
As mentioned, the song became so popular, it was all that...
Dude, like I say every fucking time, anytime I see these interviews, is that most of these things you don't get to choose. It's like a thing that happens. It's like most things in pop culture or whatever, or most things that like you don't pick and choose like what makes you and what like defines you. If you make a product like that.
She was known for. If she played the song first at festivals, people would simply leave.
Sometimes when I go overseas, I have to end on that song, because if I do Dance Monkey second last, everyone's going to the other stage and I'm sitting here playing Fly Away to my friends.
But if she played the song at the end, people wouldn't stop demanding it.
There was one festival I went and played, and in between every song, they were like, Dance Monkey, dance, which is like kind of like crippling as an artist.
Rolling Stone added to this by writing, during her first festival appearance at New Zealand's Bay Dreams, a section of the crowd chanted Dance Monkey over and over, unwittingly feeding into the exact narrative the song was about.
Yeah, exactly.
During the same article, Tones and I stated, this Dance Monkey thing is like a blessing and a curse. It's opened me up to so many more fans, and to have so many people discover my music, but I don't want to be known for that until I die. It was one song I wrote, she says wearily. It's not even near my favorite song.
It's not even in my top 3, or maybe not even top 5.
And her view was likely tainted by the song's other problems. Tones explained her clothing style had come from a lack of confidence.
Chubby, hat-wearing, oversized tee. I felt comfortable in those baggy clothes. I wasn't body confident.
Which turned into a point of criticism as she became a public figure.
People were so offended by how I looked. Just so offended. And I judged myself as harsh as I could so that I was really prepared. And then it wasn't a tactic anymore. I just started hating myself.
Comments about her appearance at the time were too vile to publish even in Rolling Stone, and when given a chance to respond, Tones stated, I promise you everything that you say, I feel about myself now. I promise you that I feel like shit all the time, so leave me alone now because there's nothing more you can do. This mind frame stained everything that she did.
I could not connect or enjoy the moment because there was this big, you're ugly, you're gross. Doesn't matter what you do, this is offensive.
Chat, I feel like Adele probably had the same thing happen, right? Am I wrong, chat? Am I wrong? And at that point, you kind of either choose to be the victim or choose to be like the hero. I think I hate to say it. I hate to say it. It's almost like a choice at this point, right? Because yes, I know, guys, everybody's a victim of something. At that scale, when you're in a spotlight, every artist gets threats. Every artist, every big public figure gets weird messages, and you get to choose. Either I'm gonna go around and say, guys, this is depressing, I mean all this shit and all that, or you choose to be the hero and say, yeah, maybe this happened, but we're popping up and we're doing some shit. You choose, it's a choice.
Reducing her desire to be on social media.
I really don't want to be
it's
out
harsh,
there
but
in
it's
the
the truth.
world like that.
Instead posting text images such as, last time I checked you didn't need to be pretty to write a good song, and it will be a cold day in hell when I join the club of women that have only gotten somewhere because of what they look like. Thanks. Tones repelled the haters with a genius coping strategy.
Then I just like turn my phone off and hang out with my friends and it's all fine.
But for the hate toward the song itself, there was easily 10 times more.
The worst thing about it is the vocals, the goddamn vocals. They're terrible. They are awful.
The criticism began with her voice.
I never ever once thought my voice was different or anything like that. Now the world is telling.
The chat, guys, I'm not gonna fucking say the same thing as these guys are saying. I think that's stupid, dude. Chat, songs have been in the top leaderboards, a big top 100, top 10 with distorted vocals, baby vocals, trash vocals, unheardable vocals. It doesn't matter. If it's the vibe of the song and it's a viber, nobody cares about the quality of the vocals. Nobody cares. Nobody processes that. Like, yeah, nobody goes, oh, but the vocals are, dude, I think the vocals are, ooh, like, dude, nobody does that.
Me that it's different.
While others accused her of using effects to achieve a specific sound.
Everyone seems to think your voice is super weird. A lot of people at the start thought that it was an edit.
Articles such as this one had to clarify her voice was natural, although even then the song was
Some
building
people
an
do.
army of
The
haters.
vast minority.
Dance Monkey by Tones and I is a terrible song. The song Dance Monkey is fucking atrocious. Dance Monkey is the worst song in history, and I will never forget.
Dude, imagine saying this. Living in his bubble. It's the most streamed female songs of all time, dude. You're wrong. The statistics are looking at you and they're saying you're a fucking dumbass. Shut the fuck up, dumbass chatter. That's what the stats say. The stats look at you and say they're saying you're a dumb fuck. Stop typing it.
Give humanity for making it popular.
Holy
Even
shit.
Jenna Ortega slammed the song by adding, if anyone ever played that in my house, they're instantly being kicked out, while Tone's live performance on Australian radio achieved a pretty depressing record.
I am the only Leica version in the history of Triple J Leica versions that have had to have the comments turned off.
Was it hated simply because it was overplayed?
People say, oh, I used to like the song and then it got so overplayed. It's always on radio. I can't escape it.
Whatever the reason, it was making Tone's life hell.
I didn't like myself at all. I preempted hate. I would just see myself through the most hateful haters' eyes.
In the process, Tones had to deal with a stalker.
I got probably a message like every 3 minutes, sent presents to people that know me, messaged my random friends that they've never met. This person lived overseas and left and went home and then said they're coming back for me and actually came back.
Although surprisingly, Nicki Minaj might have been a bigger problem. You see, Dance Monkey had been topping the charts for almost half a year, at which point Nicki Minaj released a new song, telling her followers to do whatever you can to get it to #1. Well, rather than, listening to Nicki's song, her fans instead tore down Tones and I in a pretty lousy way.
They put like racist signs or swastikas everywhere over my stuff and then reposted it on Twitter,
pushing Tones toward her breaking point. She described her haters to be beating me over and over again until I'm sitting here crying in my own home. No one even understands how bad it really is. Winning 4 arias failed to fix anything.
No one could have ever prepared me for the whole world judging me and comparing you to other artists.
Which was followed by a Facebook post reading, people always say, Tones, how does it feel? It must feel great. What are you feeling? You must be over the moon. It does, and I don't want to take anything away, but I have been hiding a black hole for a while now. With success comes judgment and opinions. This I was prepared for. It's normal, which is sickening.
No, I don't think she got Macklemore, because Macklemore, like the thing is that Macklemore got like too much praise and shit, like in a short span of time, and that's a different story. It's not even comparable.
But the relentless bullying that followed.
Macklemore had good material even before he was like massive. He had stuff before and had stuff now and still released a couple good songs after. He had a good span of time, right? And then disappeared. That's fine.
Follows every proud moment tears my mind in two. Tones was also frustrated by the media.
And I felt dirty when people made shit up about me, and I felt gross, like they could say anything and they did.
To the extent that she was happy to see the song's popularity fading.
Here comes the weekend with Blinding Lights. I'm like, good on ya, mate. Marietta's like, oh, it might go back to #1 next week. I'm like, oh no, I want to move on with my life.
It's therefore no surprise she'd state, I don't want to just try to chase that song. I loathe that song a lot of the time. A lot of times I don't want to sing it. Instead turning lemons into lemonade with an album called Madhouse, documenting the highs and lows of unexpected fame. The whole ordeal also inspired a weight loss journey.
Here's an exclusive. I've actually just lost 30 kilos.
Leading to positive articles for the first time in a long time. Tones therefore also added this.
After experiencing maybe the biggest high and the biggest low, the highs do outweigh the lows, and now I'm in a place where I see a lot more love.
And now owns the fact that she simply made an awesome song.
I'm so thankful for that song, and I'm so proud of that song, and I'll never not be.
Yeah, I think it's about being grounded to like that one thing, you know. I think it definitely is hard. But look at somebody.
Your rank on Stake?
Look, I think Gotti did it like pretty good as a one-hit wonder, where he knew it was just a one-song thing, right? And I don't think he was too mad his other stuff wasn't succeeding. Gotti. You guys, Gotti. He wasn't really mad that his other stuff wasn't popping off. He knew the song popped off and went hard, and it was like, okay, yeah, the song went hard. It is what it is. Like,